King Leonidas of Sparta, facing the largest army the world had ever seen, chose to fight to the death alongside 300 of his men. He knew his chances of survival were slim. He knew the Persian army vastly outnumbered his own. But Leonidas understood something crucial. Some battles are more important than victory. Sometimes a sacrifice is needed to inspire future generations. Leonidas's stand at Thermopylae became a legend. It is a story of courage in the face of insurmountable odds. It is a story about the unwavering spirit of Sparta, and it is a story that continues to inspire us today. Leonidas was born in Sparta, a city-state in ancient Greece known for its warrior culture. This city-state was renowned for its military prowess and the rigorous training its citizens underwent from a very young age. The Spartans were a people who lived and breathed warfare, and their entire society was structured around the principles of discipline and strength. Spartans lived by a strict code. This code dictated every aspect of their lives, from their education to their daily routines. The Spartan way of life was harsh and demanding, but it was designed to create the most formidable warriors in the ancient world. They valued discipline, strength, and loyalty above all else. These virtues were not just encouraged, but were expected of every Spartan citizen. The society was built on the belief that only through unwavering discipline and loyalty could they achieve true strength. Leonidas was a product of this harsh upbringing. From a young age, he was immersed in the agoge, the rigorous education and training program mandated for all male Spartans. This program was designed to instill the values of the Spartan code and to prepare boys for a life of military service. He was trained from a young age to be a soldier. The training was relentless and often brutal, but it was essential for creating warriors who could defend Sparta against any threat. Leonidas, like all Spartan boys, learned to endure pain and hardship without complaint. We do not know the exact date of Leonidas's birth. The records from that time are sparse and often incomplete. However, historians have pieced together enough information to provide a general timeline of his life, but we do know his lineage. Leonidas came from a long line of warriors and kings. His family history was steeped in the traditions and values of Sparta, and this heritage played a significant role in shaping his destiny. He was a member of the Agiad dynasty, one of the two royal houses of Sparta. This dynasty was one of the most prestigious in all of Greece, and its members were held in high regard by their fellow Spartans. The Agiads claimed descent from Heracles, the legendary demigod. This connection to Heracles was a source of great pride for the Agiad family and for Leonidas himself. It was believed that the blood of Heracles flowed through their veins, giving them extraordinary strength and courage. This lineage imbued Leonidas with a powerful legacy. He was not just a warrior, he was a symbol of Spartan strength and resilience. His heritage was a constant reminder of the greatness he was expected to achieve. He was born to be a warrior king. From the moment of his birth, it was clear that Leonidas was destined for greatness. His upbringing, his training, and his lineage all pointed to a future filled with glory and honor. The Spartans believed their kings were chosen by the gods. This divine selection added an element of sacred duty to Leonidas's role as king. He was not just a leader, he was a chosen one, destined to guide his people through the most challenging of times. Leonidas, with his lineage and upbringing, seemed destined for greatness. Every aspect of his life had prepared him for the role he would eventually play. His determination and strength were evident to all who knew him. He embodied the Spartan ideal. Leonidas was the epitome of what it meant to be a Spartan. His courage, his discipline, and his unwavering loyalty to his people were qualities that set him apart as a true leader. He would lead his people to glory. Under his leadership, the Spartans would face some of their greatest challenges, and Leonidas would become a legend, remembered for his bravery and his unwavering commitment to his people. Leonidas's path to kingship was not simple. He had an older brother, Cleomenes, who ruled before him. The details of Cleomenes' reign are shrouded in mystery, but we know he met an untimely end. This cleared the path for Leonidas to become king. Leonidas inherited a Sparta at peace, but a new threat was emerging in the east, the Persian Empire. The Persians, under King Xerxes, were amassing a massive army. They planned to conquer Greece. Leonidas knew what was at stake. He knew the Persians threatened the very existence of Greece. He would not stand idly by. He would honor his lineage. He would live up to the Spartan ideal. He would meet the Persians in battle. The Persian Empire was a formidable enemy, a vast and powerful civilization that struck fear into the hearts of its adversaries. It stretched from Egypt in the west to India in the east, encompassing a diverse range of cultures and peoples. Its armies were vast, well-trained, and equipped with the latest in military technology of the time. Xerxes' forces, according to ancient historians, numbered in the millions. These accounts, though likely exaggerated, reflect the sheer scale and might of the Persian military machine. Though modern scholars believe this to be an exaggeration, there is no doubt that the Persians possessed a significant numerical advantage. The Greeks, on the other hand, were divided, with many city-states often at odds with one another. Some city-states, seeing the overwhelming power of the Persian Empire, chose to submit to Persian rule, hoping to avoid destruction and maintain some degree of autonomy. Others, inspired by the ideals of freedom and democracy championed by Athens and the military prowess of Sparta, decided to resist. They believed that submission was not an option and that their way of life was worth fighting for. They formed an alliance, a coalition of city-states, united by a common cause, to fight for their freedom and preserve their independence against the Persian threat. Leonidas, as king of Sparta, answered the call to arms. His leadership and bravery would become legendary, symbolizing the Spartan ethos of courage and sacrifice. Leonidas's decision to face the Persians was not just about strategy. It was about honor, duty, and the unwavering belief that it was better to die in battle than to live as a slave. The Spartans believed it was better to die in battle than to live as a slave. This belief was deeply ingrained in their culture and way of life, shaping their actions and decisions on the battlefield. Leonidas, as their king, would lead by example. His presence on the front lines was a powerful statement of his commitment to his people and their cause. He would show the world what it meant to be Spartan, embodying the values of honor, valor, and unwavering resolve in the face of overwhelming odds. Leonidas gathered a force of 300 Spartans, the most elite warriors in Greece. He also received reinforcements from other Greek city-states, bringing his total force to around 7,000 men. They marched north to meet the Persians. The Greeks chose to make their stand at Thermopylae, a narrow pass between the mountains and the sea. The pass was known as the Hot Gates due to its nearby hot springs. It was a strategic location. The narrow terrain would negate the Persians' numerical superiority. Leonidas knew the battle would be difficult, but he was confident in his men. He was confident in the Spartan training. He was confident in the Greek cause. He would hold the pass for as long as possible, buying time for the other Greek forces to prepare. The Battle of Thermopylae raged for 3 days. The Spartans, with their superior training and discipline, repelled wave after wave of Persian attacks. Leonidas, wielding his spear and shield, fought on the front lines alongside his men. He led by example, inspiring his troops to acts of extraordinary courage. The Persians, despite their vast numbers, found themselves unable to break the Spartan line. Xerxes, growing increasingly frustrated, resorted to desperate measures. He sent in his elite troops, the Immortals, but even they were unable to dislodge the Spartans. The Spartans fought with unmatched ferocity. They knew they were fighting for their families, for their city, for their freedom. They would not yield, they would not retreat. They would fight to the death. The tide of the battle turned when a local shepherd betrayed the Greeks. He revealed to the Persians a secret path through the mountains. This allowed the Persians to outflank the Greeks surrounding them. Leonidas, realizing the battle was lost, ordered most of his remaining allies to retreat. He remained behind with his 300 Spartans, along with a contingent of Thebans and Thespians. They knew death was inevitable, but they would not surrender. They would make their last stand. The Spartans fought with the fury of cornered wolves. They inflicted heavy casualties on the Persians, but they were eventually overwhelmed. Leonidas, the Lion of Sparta, fell in battle, along with his brave men. The Battle of Thermopylae was a military defeat for the Greeks, but it became a moral victory. Leonidas and his 300 Spartans became symbols of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering resolve. Their stand at Thermopylae inspired the other Greek city-states to unite against the Persians. The Spartans erected a monument at Thermopylae to honor their fallen king and his men. It bore a simple inscription: "Go tell the Spartans passerby that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." The Spartans, even in defeat, had won a great victory. They had shown the world the meaning of courage. They had shown the world the meaning of sacrifice. they had shown the world the meaning of freedom. The story of Leonidas and his 300 Spartans has resonated through the ages. It has been told and retold in countless books, poems, songs, and films. One of the most famous modern depictions is the 2006 film 300, directed by Zack Snyder. While 300 takes some liberties with historical accuracy, it captures the spirit of Leonidas and his men. The film's visual style, with its slow-motion battle sequences and stylized violence, emphasizes the brutality and heroism of the Spartan warriors. 300 was a box office success, grossing over $450 million worldwide. It introduced a new generation to the story of Leonidas and the Battle of Thermopylae. The film, while fictionalized, helped to keep the legend of Leonidas alive. Leonidas' story is not just about ancient history, it is a timeless tale of courage, sacrifice, and the fight for freedom. His stand at Thermopylae continues to inspire people around the world, even today. The story of Leonidas is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one should never give up hope. It is a reminder that even a small group of determined individuals can make a difference. It is a reminder that freedom is something worth fighting for, even if it means making the ultimate sacrifice. Leonidas' story is particularly relevant in today's world, where we face many challenges. His courage, his determination, and his unwavering belief in his cause serve as an inspiration to us all. King Leonidas of Sparta was more than just a king. He was a symbol of an era, a beacon of hope and resilience in a time of great turmoil and uncertainty. He represented the best of humanity, courage, sacrifice, and the will to fight for what is right. His leadership was not just about commanding an army, it was about inspiring a nation to stand up for its values and beliefs. His stand at Thermopylae may have been a military defeat, but it was a moral victory that continues to inspire us today. The bravery displayed by Leonidas and his 300 Spartans against overwhelming odds is a testament to the power of determination and the human spirit. Leonidas' story teaches us that true strength lies not in numbers or might, but in the courage of one's convictions. It is a reminder that even a small group of dedicated individuals can make a significant impact when they stand firm in their beliefs. It reminds us that even in the face of insurmountable odds, we must never surrender our freedom, our principles, or our beliefs. The legacy of Leonidas is a call to action for all of us, to remain steadfast in our pursuit of justice and liberty. Leonidas' legacy will live on as long as there are those who value freedom, courage, and sacrifice. His story is not just a chapter in history, it is a timeless lesson in the power of resilience and the importance of standing up for what is right. He will forever be remembered as the Lion of Sparta, the king who defied an empire, and the man who gave his life for his country. His name will echo through the ages as a symbol of unwavering bravery and the enduring spirit of humanity. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history, on History Uncovered. We're passionate about bringing you the stories and events that have shaped our world, and we're thrilled you're along for the ride. If you enjoyed this episode and want to explore more historical tales, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating content that dives deep into the past. We'd also love to hear your thoughts and suggestions, so feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next adventure through history.